Here. Sick.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another music breakdown where we take 20 minutes to listen to a 3-minute song.
It's painfully accurate. We're 15 Seconds of Fish, by the way, a metal electronic fusion band consisting of 3 members, me, Kim, and our vocalist Brianna, who couldn't be here tonight. And this is the track Airless Cats off our newest EP. That guitar is all you, isn't it?
Wow, you made it 8 seconds in. That's a new record.
I thought you'd want to leave a comment on your playing.
No, but we made it 8 seconds in. That is a new record. Was I playing? I don't remember.
No, this is all you.
Check
this out. There's next to no MIDI guitar in this song. This is all Kim.
Ah, yes.
90% of it. She played both the guitar and the bass here. Right now you're listening to the bass. And what I've done here is I have chopped up little bits to do that repetition, and I've retimed certain segments that were a bit off tempo, but literally other than that, it's mostly untouched. Kim really carried this one.
I am famous.
Indeed she is. Oh,
yeah.
And I've cut out the guitar static manually, so when there's no sound, and it gives that mechanical sort of performance to the playing. The name Airless Cats, by the way, comes from a long-standing argument between me and Brianna about whether or not hairless cats are cute. And we just, staying in spirit of the puns scattered throughout the titles of this EP, Airless Cats, I guess, which is like cats but with the air let out of them, or maybe cats in space where there is no air. I'm not sure. We're still deciding. There's gonna be a music video one day, and that will answer all your questions.
But wait, what's the meaning? Besides, is it just that?
It's just that.
Oh.
It sounds funny.
Well, that's
say.
for you.
Uh-oh.
My meaning.
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay.
Political commentary.
How did I know?
Once again, don't abuse animals.
I mean, yes. This is always just stuff that everyone can agree with. Like, this isn't even commentary. It's just...
Cats, you said fish couldn't vote. I said fish couldn't vote. You were like, nah, that makes no sense.
I mean... Let's move on. So, also here, Kim played guitar, which comes in over here. And pretty much just mirrors what the bass is doing. Now the drums here are kind of my baby. I really like the drums that I came up with for this section, if we solo them.
Those are good drums.
Thank you, Kim. I really like those complex sort of shifting patterns, and I really like when you hear a bell sound in drums right here. That's, love that, icing on the cake. So we have that, and then a fast tom fill. The meow sounds were fun to do. So these little meows are actually Kim's guitar being run through a wah pedal while she bends a note, which is a technique we got from Andrew Wong, who is an idol for both of us. We both love that guy. And he has a video entirely about making synthesizers and guitars sound like cats. And we were like, let's do it. And we just pitched ours up an octave to get it sounding more like a cat, but pretty much wah pedal going meow while she bent a string. And we don't have actual pedal set up here. So we did that through Logic's pedals, and I did the learn function, and I moved the pedal up and down with the mouse while she played, and that turned it into automation, and we put that right in there, and the automation, if you can see it, looks something like this. So if we look at the original track and we pull up the pedal board, you can see how we did that. Very cool. That's how we got the guitar to meow. So that's the meow sound effect. So there is a mix of guitar meowing and cats meowing in this song. The next section here, the time signature, gets really funky. We go to 3/4 time, then to 2/4 time, then immediately back to 3/4. Stay there for a while. 2/4, and back to 4/4 for double time. That's Brianna killed the vocals on this song. All the vocals in this song are Brianna, aside from the sample, which is what's coming up next. This sample here and then disappeared. Elaine has disappeared is down here. And the disappeared is on a delay track. This is a sample from, I believe it's a 1940s horror movie, black and white, called The Black Cat. No copyright on that. And I literally looked up cat horror movies and public domain, and I found this one, and I'm not really sure what's going on in this scene. I found the full movie on YouTube, and I just skipped through it until I found a part where they mentioned the word cat a lot, and then I just downloaded that section, and we stuck it in. So this is the only synth guitar in the whole song, is this which is 2 layers there. And it just keeps raising. On top of that, you're hearing a lot of cats being played through a phone held against the pickup of the guitar. You can see it's called nearly 4 minutes of cats being recorded by a guitar. That's exactly what it is. Towards the end, you start hearing Kim playing around on the strings there with a slide, and that's how we got some like the sounds that you'll hear in the song. Right there.
Does this make any sense? No.
Finally, we have the, does this make any sense? No. And then that is when we go into a first drop of the song, which is psytrance. I've never written a psytrance song. The hardest part was figuring out how to make this sound, which is a staple of every psytrance song. Now, this song is technically too slow to be true psytrance at only 128 beats per minute, but I've always wanted to do both psytrance and dubstep slower than the expected tempo, so I got both done in one song, which is cool. This part of the song is quite hollow. This is, I guess, there is the biggest
firemen
emergency.
are coming for me. They're coming for me. I'm too hot.
Where's the music?
No, I think it's me.
Oh yes, this part sounds very empty deliberately because this is the Airless Cat section. So there's lots of reverb to fill out the open space so it doesn't sound too empty, but at the same time, there isn't a lot going on sonically aside from that. Most of the reverb is coming from this, which is another guitar meow, but with the reverb going on forever and ever. So if I turn that reverb off, you'll see how empty this sounds. So empty. So that's circumvented by turning the reverb on, and then you have really fills out that space.
Wait on me. Okay, they're following me there.
I love that. So that's an actual cat. That's an actual cat, again being recorded through the pickup of a guitar. Then this part here that sort of fills up the background before we go into the switch of the drop is Kim saying meow, again recorded through a phone against the pickups, except it's stretched out to take up 3 bars. And again, lots of reverb and delay. And I don't even think it's clear that she's saying meow in the context of the full song. It's kind of funny. Oh, didn't mean to stop that. Drum fill. Now it goes into this kind of, like it's almost Melbourne bounce here. Interesting stuff going on. So here we introduce an offbeat hit. It's kind of a clap. I call it a snare here, but that's more of a clap, and it goes on every other kick drum. So now it's sort of falling into a groove instead of. Now it's like that. Classic technique throughout house music and trance as well. The bass is now only doing one hit, but bum, 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 bum. And here I'm introducing, again, I've bounced one of these MIDI basses to audio and I reverse it into itself. So we have like bum, bum, ram, bum, like. And then over here again. Which is a fun little technique to add interest to the song. Moving on, we go back into a copy-paste of the strange time signature. Except I've dropped out the drums at the beginning. Beautiful growl from Brianna. Now we go into a build with no lyrics, as it says right here, which is pretty much the same build as before, but with cat samples being recorded by the pickups instead of the sample from the movie. And this First system overload of the day. Not bad, considering we were screen recording at the same time as playing a very intensive track. So, what's happening here is almost nothing. It's just the build-up from before, except there's cats over top of it, and this goes on for way too long if you ask me, but the true purpose of this is to give us time for our future live performances, for us to get on the mic and tell the audience to put their hands up. So that's what this is here for. Goes on forever though. It's building hype, I guess, for the actual drop. Then we get to again. There's that crazy cat. That little. That's an orchestral sample from the soundtrack of the movie. Again, let me find that. Where is that? Like, actually, where is that? Oh, it's up here, of course. That's just a little. That's, again, if I extend that out, you'll see it's part of the... It's part of the movie soundtrack.
That's so
but
long.
I just have... Oh, it goes on forever. Like, he's exploring a room at that point, and it's really tedious. But I just did the little snippet instead of the... Did that make any sense? No. Which, looking back, maybe I should have done the no here, because now we're getting into the heavier part of the song, and that could have been impactful. But I digress. Moving on to the dubstep drop. So, lots going on here. The basses for the dubstep section of this song were all done in Serum. This is my first time using Serum, and it's an industry standard plugin for creating all kinds of noises. These collections of knobs, effects, and the matrix can, when put together, can do pretty much any sound you can hear in your head. And the fact that I was able to pick it up as fast as I did is a testament to how well it was designed. I've only really used Massive before, as well as some built-in synths from Logic and GarageBand, and it was quite intuitive. After watching one 40-minute all-encompassing tutorial, I was able to go ahead and create the basses in this song with little extra help from the internet, and I'm quite proud of how they turned out. So, the first one you hear is this. What's going on here is I have the playhead playing through all here, and then after this, it just keeps looping this over and over. I didn't know you could do that. It just keeps looping this over and over. Let me play that again. Meanwhile, the reason it sounds like it's going is because it is. Second LFO, I have it rising over the course of half a bar, or sorry, 2 bars over and over. That's a technique I learned from Virtual Riot, who is the god of Serum. He can make the most amazing sounds, and he was a big inspiration for the sounds in this track, although none of these sounds from Serum are presets. They were all created from scratch. And this over here, that is a mix of the sample of a sub bass drop, which is just this. Did not create that. That's from a pack. And then this over top of that is just a Serum with all the bass cut out of it. And again, most of these sound effects, I believe this one came from the sound of a clamshell in New Super Mario Bros. Wii eating Mario. I think that's what the sound effect is from that I use as the wavetable. And then some interesting LFO work. It's a fun sound.
I can do that with my mouth.
Should have just got you to do it, honestly.
Really?
Then we
Serum
have
is
the
useless because of this.
Serum for $200. Knowing Kim for free.
Whoa! You call it? I don't. My services are worth more than Serum. Get out of here. I am a high-class woman.
I'm talking from a budget perspective, not a worth perspective.
I'm talking from a budget perspective too, man.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. So next we have what I call the possessed swamp frog, which is this over here. Interesting sound. Again, it's Serum run through distortion from Logic. I believe this is the clamshell sound again, but played up higher. I don't even know what this LFO is doing. I believe this. You didn't have to demonstrate.
That was that sound, but better.
This LFO is controlling the wavetable position and the bend minus effect. Effects on here include distortion, a formant filter to get it sounding kind of vocally, with the cutoff being automated to make it sound a bit like it's talking. Again, Kim can do that sound. I don't know why I bought Serum. It was a waste of money.
Water.
That's the fish jumping in the water. Yeah. That's really good.
I know.
Excellent. This sound is a sound that comes in later. It's sort of old school, but I like it. Kind of swampy. Reminds me of old school Getter, if you've listened to that. One technique that I got here from Barely Alive is to, over top of the bass, put a very high-pitched, reverby saw sound in this case, which really just helps to fill out the overall sound spectrum and keep it from sounding too dry and empty. So that's just going on in the background at quite a low volume over top of all the Serum. Now what's going on here is I've switched the Serum patch. It's the same as the initial patch, but with a bit of a different LFO to loop. So over here the LFO is doing this. So it loops here, and it's just that quick little bit. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff moving here, all moving on that LFO. I believe this wavetable, I forgot to mention it before, is from Kim playing the guitar.
I'm so talented.
Extremely.
I carry this team. Oh my god.
We'll see what Brianna has to say about that. I don't know.
Brianna, irrelevant. Not even real. Where is she? Huh? Not real.
I don't know if she'll let us release this video now.
She ain't real. Fake news.
Yes, so that's that one. Moving on, we have a few cool sounds, including this snarl bass, which is also from Serum. I love that sound. That actually ended up sounding suspiciously similar from a sound from Virtual Riot's song Cry Some More, which I will play right now. But it's not a preset. I made the sound. And this one's bounced to audio because it was killing my CPU, but I have it in the Serum patch over here, where you can see that I use it for the snarl at the end, or the growl. That's a lot of things happening. What even is that? I forget what I used to get the wavetable for that, but it's moving on an LFO that starts off fast and then slows down gradually, like right here. So you'll notice that it scans through this slower and slower as it goes. And that's how I got that kind of... It's about how it goes.
That was a good sound.
Thank you, Kim.
No problem.
That's my favorite sound in the song, is at the end of the drop there, the... And finally in the drop, we have a sample from my friend Tori saying, haha, yes. Which is my favorite sample on the entire EP. And that bounces back and forth between your ears over top of the bass. That's from a video where the two of us went to Canada's Wonderland a few weeks after I showed her surreal memes for the first time. And a common phrase in surreal memes is the head thing saying haha yes. And she said that on video, and I've been meaning to use that in a song for 3 years. And Tori, I've finally done it. That's essentially the whole song. The outro is very basic. It's just the sub bass from the intro. More cats in the background. The meows keep chanting, as they do through the entire drop if you listen. And there's a sample of Kim saying 15 seconds de poisson. Lots of reverb on it. And the last thing you hear is Brianna making her final appearance on the whole EP. That sample is from when we were recording her vocals for Ox Murderer, and she tried to do a growl and coughed, and she's like, I almost died. I had that in the Brianna Stockpile project, where I just saved all the sounds she made during that session, and I just slotted that in there as a tribute to our third member. Mm-hmm. Well, that pretty much, this will be our final breakdown video for the entire EP. Stay tuned for more tutorials and songs from 15 Seconds of Fish. Kim and I are going to have a bit of a break over Christmas, because we're on Christmas break from school now, but we'll be back in the studio.
Wait, do you want to know what my favorite sound of,
oh, yeah,
like, all of the sounds were? Because you already said yours.
Yes.
My favorite sound is the sound of all your songs ending.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone.
What about Happy Holidays?
No, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Diwali.
You're not gonna name all of them. There's
And no,
probably
there are
more.
more. And happy
Happy Holidays!
happy. I said that one. And we'll have some more content for you. We'll have some more content for you. So don't go anywhere. Okay, subscribe. We need to work on this ending. If you have any questions for us, drop them in the comments below or reach us on Instagram at 15SOF_band. Be sure to DM us there with any questions and we'll be happy to make a follow-up video or just answer you through text. Thank you very much. We'll be back in the next video.